Ken's 5 Eyewitness News this morning starts now.
San Antonio police catch two men accused of murder. How police track them down.
And Animal Care Services pleads with City Hall. The staff say they can't handle the number of animal bite cases coming in.
It's game day, everyone. It's just hours away. You can pick up tickets for finals game 3 and 4, but there is a catch. Locals only. We'll explain more about that. Good morning. It's June 6th. I'm Mat Garcia.
And I'm Natalie. Tejeda. You're waking up to Ken's 5 Eyewitness News at 4:30. It's Thursday, Spurs Day. Tonight is the start of the finals. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I am ready. Question is we have to get up early, but I'm going to stay up for the whole thing. What about you, Paul?
I'm innocent.
San Antonio police make 2 arrests in separate murder cases. The first, a road rage case from 2005. Police say Jonathan Bowe cut off Martin Ortiz. Ortiz then shot and killed Bowe, and investigators say they received new information and arrested Ortiz last night at his home.
In the second case, police arrested Antonio Jimenez III. Investigators say he shot and killed Khalid Muhammad during a robbery on May 27th at a Southside convenience store. Police arrested Jimenez during a traffic stop. He faces capital murder charges.
Hi, I'm Danny Green of the San Antonio Spurs, and I'm here with Chief McManus to talk to you about graffiti. It's not art when you're vandalizing someone else's property. It's just plain.
The new public service announcement stresses the graffiti battle the city is facing.
However, Ken 5 discovered a relatively new and dangerous way for taggers to vandalize. Phil Anaya has the story. And according to investigators, undercover officers come across fire extinguishers filled with paint, but it's just not that common.
Also happening today, tickets for the Spurs home games go on sale at 10 this morning, but you'll have to have a shot at them if you are a San Antonian.
That's right. Ticket sales for games 3, 4, and 5 at the AT&T Center are restricted to residents of the greater San Antonio area. That includes about a 90-mile radius outside the city limits. That's going to be determined by your credit card billing address. So if you have a question about whether you're eligible to buy tickets, call Ticketmaster at 1-800-653-8000. And be sure to stay with Ken's 5 both online and on air for coverage of the NBA Finals. We're going to continue to bring you live coverage from Miami as the Spurs prepare to take on the Heat. And Pre-K for SA is still looking for more applicants. Hear from the program's CEO on the slow enrollment. Well, the mystery is over. The winners of last month's $590 million Powerball jackpot is an 84-year-old woman from Zephyr Hills, Florida.
Yeah, lottery officials made the announcement yesterday after Gloria McKenzie came forward to claim her prize. McKenzie is taking the single lump sum payment of about $370 million before taxes. She did not talk to reporters. Officials say she is the largest sole lottery winner. I can only imagine if she has grandchildren or great-grandchildren, this family, her family, probably extremely excited.
Wow. Good for her.
You wanted to be her.
I'll be a grandchild.
That's right.
Okay, 442, 74 degrees. A New Braunfels daycare is shut down after the owner's husband is accused of sexual assault. Now parents are speaking out. Although it was highly touted by city officials, interest for the Pre-K for SA program still lags here in the Alamo City. Another pre-enrollment fair for the program has been scheduled for today, just days before a citywide lottery to fill the openings. Meanwhile, construction crews at campuses that will offer the program are working 60-hour weeks. CEO Kathy Bruck sifted through more than 500 applications for 44 teacher openings, but admits families have been slow to jump on board.
I think the interest will be there. I think it's just a question of the timing.
Once the centers are up and you've got the sites open, you'll have more parents driving by.
According to current numbers from the city, if you took part in pre-enrollment, your 4-year-old has an 84% chance of getting in the program. Well, the University of the Incarnate Word has dedicated a new building to improving your vision. The Bowden Eye Care and Health Center focuses on access to eye care for children and the elderly and the uninsured. UIW officials say the center will help a previously underserved area, the city's east side.
This is really here to raise the level of eye care that's sorely needed for all of San Antonio, but especially the east side.
Patients will be accepted no matter their ability to pay. Discounted high-quality eyewear will be available for both children and adults. All right, 454, 74 degrees. For him, basketball is a religion, and the AT&T Center, his sanctuary. Hear from the self-proclaimed Spurs Jesus after the break.
So, do you always have to be on your best behavior as Jesus?
I try to be.
3, go Spurs, go! All right, man.
That's right. A self-proclaimed Spurs Jesus doesn't just take his message to the AT&T Center. He hits the streets to spread the good word about the Spurs. He wears an old-school David Robinson jersey beneath his robe and a crown of thorns on his head for the silver and black blood and sweat. Well, coming up at the 6 a.m. hour, we're going to hear about a party Spurs Jesus is hosting for tonight's big game.
You know, a friend of mine told me about that party, and I almost feel obligated to check it out because I'm such a big Spurs fan.
Well, hopefully the Spurs will just kill the Heat tonight, and we won't have to pray for a victory.
You know, I like that, though. It says Jesus loves the Spurs. I believe in that. Go Spurs, go.
5 o'clock hour, straight ahead.
Ken's 5 Eyewitness News this morning starts now.
Happening right now, a man arrested accused of using fake money to buy items off Craigslist.
And go Spurs, go! Marvin Hurst talks to Spurs fans in enemy territory.
And look who is on the cover of the latest edition of Sports Illustrated. It's the Big Three, and why not? Good morning on this Thursday, June 6th. I'm Mat Garcia.
And I'm Natalie Tejeda. I'm in for Sarah this morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday, this Spurs Day, this Go Spurs Go Day.
You know what's really interesting, Natalie and Paul, about that Sports Illustrated cover? It's our Big Three, not the Heat's Big Three. That's
right.
on the cover. Good morning,
it
Paul.
said the best three is what it is.
Yeah, so let's see how the roadways are doing. What's going on, Natalie?
You know, so far so good this Monday morning. Taking a look at our Ken's 5 instant traffic map. A quick check over on the west side near 90 eastbound and 1604. Small pocket of congestion. But once you get on to 1604, not too bad. Close to Petranco West Military. Speeds there upper 40s, low 50s. Looking outside on our TransGuide camera, 35 right in the downtown area, and right here over at Top Rewind, also looking nice for us as well. Getting reports of a pretty major accident over on Old Pearsall Road, so we're going to get some more information on that for you in just a few minutes. Matt.
A San Antonio man is arrested accused of purchasing items using counterfeit money.
That's right. His victims, people on Craigslist selling high-tech gadgets. Our Jenny Zuniga is live with the latest. Jenny, how did they catch this man? And, of course, we've got you covered with all the latest Spurs happenings. We have multiple crews in Miami, but it wouldn't be a morning without our own Marvin Hurst.
That's right. He talked to Spurs fans that came from all over Texas, of course, and the country to support the Silver and Black in Miami. Way to go, Marvin.
I like that enthusiasm.
He's winning over Heat fans to become Spurs fans. One thing about Spurs fans, we would never convert.
No converts here.
And there are a few places around town hosting Spurs pregame parties.
All right. At 7:30 this morning, that's right, it can start this morning. The Spurs Coyote will be appearing on the north steps of the San Antonio courthouse to lead city workers in Go Spurs Go chants. He'll stick around for photos and autographs.
Yeah, but he's not the only animal in the city with Spurs spirit. The San Antonio zoo animals will take turns stomping the Heat. At 10 this morning, the elephants and, of course, the hippo will stomp on a special item with the Miami Heat logo on it.
And then the big rally of the day takes place on the Riverwalk at 1:30 this afternoon for about an hour. Team Energy will lead the rally on the Barge of Champions, which features a replica of the Spurs home floor.
And the Spurs will not only take the court in Miami tonight. Tim, Manu, and Tony will be, as you see, on magazine racks as well. They've made the cover of Sports Illustrated. The magazine calls them the biggest three and says they're a trio the likes of which we will never see again. And just a footnote, in Miami, Sports Illustrated has a cover of the Heat because it's a regional issue. However, they do not have their big three. So our trio is better.
It's only a cover of LeBron. Yeah, you know. So I like our 3 better. But stay with Ken's 5, both on air and online for coverage of the NBA Finals. We're going to continue to bring you live coverage from Miami as the Spurs prepare to take on the Heat. We've got team coverage. It's going to be awesome. And the latest on a building collapse in Pennsylvania. And a good Thursday morning too. Looking pretty good for us in and around the city of San Antonio. Not really dealing with a whole lot of accidents. Still looking at something over possibly on Pearsall and Jarrett over in far southwest Bexar County area. But we'll get to that in just a few minutes. Taking a look up close towards that 281, 1604 interchange area. If you're headed northbound on 281 close to Evans and Marshall Road. Speeds currently upper 40s, upper 50s for us this morning. Southbound also looking relatively quiet. Close to Stone Oak Parkway and Evans, also seeing speeds there in about the mid to low 50-mile-per-hour range. Looking on some of our TransGuide cameras this morning, 281 over at Bitters, only a few cars out there, whether you're headed southbound or northbound. And then a real quick check right in the downtown area close to where the Alamo Dome is. Looking nice and quiet for us this morning. Let's go ahead and send things over to Paul with a look at our forecast because, man, it is feeling pretty nice out there this morning. Not too humid.
Well, no, it's pretty. It's fairly humid this morning. Yeah, matter of fact, you know what?
What is the humidity?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to go look at. I'm going to look at the dew point
I didn't feel
because
like my hair really got too sticky this morning.
You can't go by your hair.
Well, I do go by. I have curly hair, Paul. If my hair curls up and frizzes up, then I know it's really humid outside.
Well, the dew point is 70, and so that's about as humid as it gets, really. I mean, about the most you can possibly have is a dew point of 75. So it's a humid morning, and
welcome back. 517, 74 degrees. A new Braunfels man is accused of molesting a 6-year-old boy at his wife's at-home daycare. 54-year-old David Brown was arrested after a week-long investigation. The alleged incident happened 2 years ago, but the victim never told his parents until just recently when he and his mother saw Brown at a garage sale. The suspect's wife says she knew nothing about it and then moved back home to her home country of Iceland. Brown is in the Bexar County Jail on a $150,000 bond. Well, some animal care officers in San Antonio say they're understaffed, and because of that, they say animal bite cases and strays are out of control. 15 workers showed up to City Hall to deliver a petition to City Council members. They say San Antonio is on track to have 3 times the number of bite cases as the city of Houston this year, nearly 4,000 of them.
People are calling for help and we just can't go. I do this kind of work to protect the public, you know, to keep dogs out there from biting people, you know, to keep them off the street. And right now I just don't feel like I can do my job.
The director of ACS says the complaints of her staff are unfounded. Kathy Davis says in April, officers responded to 7,900 calls and closed 98% of those complaints. She went on to say they're almost fully staffed with only 2 openings for officers.
All right, Natalie, what is going on out there this morning?
Relatively quiet in and around the city, not dealing with any accidents, but taking a look up here on the northwest side, close to that 10-1604 interchange, we were dealing with some overnight construction, but much of it closer towards the De Zavala area. So if you're headed close towards Camp Bullis and La Cantera Parkway eastbound, speeds currently in about the upper 60s, low 70s this morning, and then closer towards the downtown area, looking nice and clear for you near Calabria, Hildebrand in the upper 50s and low 60s. Looking outside in a few of those TransGuide cameras, here's a look over at 10 and 1604. The construction I was seeing this morning was more over on the westbound side, not really the eastbound side, and then inside 410 over at Hildebrand, looking nice and clear for us as well this morning. Matt.
All right, 526 right now. A few of our Facebook fans celebrating their birthdays today. Jerry is 50. Congratulations to him on reaching that benchmark. And Diana is 49. And then we also have Rob's birthday. Didn't list his age, but happy birthday to you.
There's nothing wrong with keeping your age a secret. Also, Jocelyn, she's 10 years old. Happy birthday to you. And Benjamin, little 4. I have those same glasses, Benjamin. I love them. You always put them on and say, I must ask you a question. I must ask you a question. All right, you can always make your loved one feel special on their birthday by emailing us their picture, their name, and age. I always say is optional to eyewitness@kens5.com.
All right, question with regard to the finals. So just how are you going to watch tonight's game?
Well, fans plan to celebrate together. Other fans, though, don't want any distractions.
I'm going to watch it downtown. Definitely. What? Yes. Where? Somewhere. Because we can be loud. At home. Yeah? Yeah, make a little food.
I'll be in my living room, but you'll hear me all over the east side.
Well, the whole town is getting Spurs fever, including dogs. I need one of those for my dog. Everybody's getting into the spirit, and people at work are dressing the part. Send us your Spurs fever pics to eyewitness at kens5.com. Aw.
Well, very good. We have a lot going up. You saw I'm wearing the
I
silver
saw
and
your
black.
silver and black. I like the silver and black tie. That looks perfect. So great.
Right.
So much more to come. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Ken's 5 Eyewitness News this morning starts now.
At 5:30, tickets for the Spurs games for the finals go on sale today. We're talking about the home games, but there are limits on who can buy them.
And who's performing live at the Spurs viewing party at the AT&T Center tonight? We'll tell you.
It's going to be a big party. And could the government be tracking all your cell phone records? A new report says it's already happening.
Spooky. All right.
Good morning on this Thursday, June 6th. I'm Mat Garcia.
And I'm Natalie Tejeda. It's Thursday. It's Spurs Day. It's Go Spurs Go Day. Game 1 of the finals. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am ready. It's all Spurs. That's going to be all the talk today. Hopefully they will pull through tonight with a victory. Good morning, Paul.
You know, we're really fortunate we're not dealing with a whole lot of accidents, but starting to see a little bit of volume building, especially up on 35 in and around the New Braunfels area. Speeds dipping down on the northbound side in about the mid-60s near 46, Walnut and Seguin. On the southbound side near 46 and McQueenie in the upper 60s, low 70s. Then closer in towards that 35 and 1604 interchange. Looking pretty good for us in about the 70-mile-per-hour range this morning. Looking outside on those TransGuide cameras, 35 over at Topper 1, nice and clear. Then towards the downtown area, also moving along nice and smoothly this morning. Matt.
Tickets for Spurs home games go on sale this morning.
All right, but you could have trouble getting your hands on some of them if you don't live in the San Antonio area. Our Jenny Sunica joins us live to explain. Jenny, what's this about? All right, Jenny, thank you so much. Meanwhile, we're told tickets are running low for tonight's Spurs watch party at the AT&T Center.
Hey, and guess what? Los Lonely Boys announced they will entertain fans during a pregame concert, and everyone who attends the party gets a free Spurs car flag. Best of all, tickets are also free. You can pick them up at any San Antonio area Wingstop location for Game 1. It's recommended that you call before you stop by to ensure tickets are still available.
And stay with Ken's both on air and online for coverage of the NBA Finals. We're going to continue to bring you live coverage from Miami as the Spurs prepare to take on and beat the Heat. Well, controversy over President Obama appointing United Nations Ambassador Susan Rice to become his next national security advisor.
Simply, Susan exemplifies the finest tradition of American diplomacy and leadership. I am absolutely thrilled that she'll be back at my side leading my national security team in my second term.
In selecting Susan Rice, President Obama may have reignited the controversy over the deadly siege at the U.S. consulate in Benghazi. It was Rice who went on the Sunday talk shows and blamed the attack on protesters over a YouTube video.
The copycat of the demonstrations against our facility in Cairo, which were prompted, of course, by the video.
The administration says she had inaccurate talking points at the time, unlike the Secretary of State position she was previously up for. Rice's appointment to the National Security Advisor does not have to be confirmed by the Senate. And speaking of National Security Agency, the agency is now coming under scrutiny for allegedly collecting all the cell phone records in the U.S. without cause.
The British newspaper, The Guardian, says it has obtained a secret court order which mandates Verizon hand over the phone records of every call made within the United States, regardless of its destination. The National Security Agency, or NSA, is collecting the numbers of both sides of a call along with the location data, call duration, and time of the call. But the contents of the conversation are reportedly not covered. The Guardian says the Foreign Intelligence Service Surveillance Court granted the order to the FBI on April 25th.
Well, the acting head of the IRS has suspended 2 officials for accepting free food for a lavish party during a 2010 IRS conference in Anaheim. Commissioner Danny Werfel issued a statement saying it's his job to hold people accountable. Werfel will testify today at a congressional hearing looking into excessive spending for agency conferences, especially the one in Anaheim. It cost taxpayers $4.1 million. An inspector general General report says the IRS spent nearly $50 million on conferences in 2 years, from 2010 through 2012.
Natalie, we got any issues out there this morning, Natalie?
You know, relatively quiet for us out there on the roadways, which is not a bad way to kick off our Thursday. Taking a look at our KENS 5 instant traffic map, let's look closer towards the west side, closer towards that 90-1604 interchange, and still seeing that little pesky pocket of congestion for us right here just outside of 1604. But once we get on to Petrenko and West Military over on 1604, we're still in the upper 40s, low 50s, and then over here in between 151 and 90 over on 1604, still looking a little bit busy for us, close to Shanefield, Bones Crossing, New Gilbo. Speeds there at about the low 50-mile-per-hour range to low 40. So still looking pretty good for us. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Investigators say a fire at the Silverleaf Resort in Comal County started in the kitchen of a room. The flames broke out yesterday afternoon, burning Building 41. No injuries were reported, but investigators say the building is a total loss. And 547 right now, the San Antonio River Authority and FEMA want Bexar County residents to better understand and prepare for flood risks. Over the Memorial Day weekend, the city was inundated with up to 13 inches of rain. In response, Sarah officials have kicked off its risk mapping assessment and planning program for the Upper San Antonio watershed. Risk Map provides communities with updated flood hazard information and tools they can use to help save lives and property. SARE officials will hold a public meeting on the program tonight at 6 p.m. at its main office on East Gunther Street.
All right, Natalie, what are we watching out there this morning?
You know, relatively quiet for us in a majority of our areas, dealing with a minor accident over here at 10 and Roland, and I apologize, my little icon is right in the way so we can't see a whole lot. But again, this is real close to just kind of like on the southeastern tip of the downtown area, real close to that 1090 area, right as you just kind of get off of 35 and make your way over onto that 1090 area, just 10 over at Roland. And then if you look outside on a few of our TransGuide cameras, still looking nice for us this morning. 10 over at 1604, not yet seeing that heavy increased activity just yet, and that overnight construction on 10 westbound is cleared. And a real quick check over at 10 and Hildebrand, looking nice and clear, but some of that increased activity just inside 410 is starting to pick up on some of the eastbound lanes. Matt. And neighbors react when they find out their 82-year-old neighbor won the $590 million Powerball.
Her, she's a wonderful neighbor.
Gloria, my neighbor?
I hope she has more fun than she's ever had, and I hope she don't stay there.
Congratulations. Enjoy the money.
Yeah, those are the neighbors of 84-year-old Gloria McKenzie. Lottery officials made the announcement yesterday after she came forward to claim her prize. Neighbors described McKenzie as friendly, quiet. Her modest duplex is a stone's throw away from a cow pasture, and with $370 million after taxes, neighbors say she may not be their neighbor for much longer. Officials say she is the largest sole lottery winner. What would you do with $370 million, Matt?
Be happy. For one.
You buy your nice traffic friend.
I'll tell you what, I'll be at the NBA Finals if I had that much money.
Right? I would be at the NBA Finals. Yeah, we'd all would.
Coming up, four-legged fans show off their Spurs spirit.
And the best Spurs dogs in San Antonio. Go Spurs, go. And 5:56, 74 degrees. Everyone is caught up in the excitement, including our four-legged friends. KENS 5 viewers have been sharing photos of their pets all dressed up in their Spurs attire, ready to cheer on the silver and black.
And of course, we love them. They look sharp. Thanks for sharing, and we want to see your photos. Send them to eyewitness@kens5.com as the San Antonio Spurs get ready to bring home their 5th NBA championship.
I love it.
We are so ready, so are the animals, so are all of San Antonians. Now, let's just bring home a victory in Game 1.
That's right.
5:57. We're going to be right back with the 6 o'clock hour.